Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I will show you a new custom workflow based on Z-Image Turbo, the new incredible AI model for image generation that surpasses most of known models in terms of quality, speed, and model weight, since the BF16 version can fit properly into 6 GB of VRAM. So in this tutorial, we will see how to upscale your images using this model, how to do some inpainting that allows you to modify some part of an image based on a mask, and finally, we will test out the Z-Image Turbo Controlnet model that allows you to generate controlled image with depth, canny, open pose preprocessors to obtain images with different style and colors based on the text prompt. So without further ado, let's dive into a tutorial. Okay, first thing off, we need to download all the necessary model and install the necessary nodes too. So to do that, we will start with the nodes. You will need for this workflow the Qwenvl for the prompt generation, and also the SAM3 nodes in order to use prompt mask. So to do that, you can use the link under my description, or you can find all the necessary link here. All you have to do is open up the link, copy the code, then go to your ComfyUI root folder, enter the custom node folder. Here you can type in cmd, then type in git clone. Make sure to paste the code here. After that, click enter. It will install everything automatically for you. Once it is done, you can do the same for the SAM3 segmentation. All you have to do is copying the code again, then type in here git clone and paste the code. For the SAM3 nodes, you will need to do another step. Once it is finished, open up this ComfyUI SAM3 folder. Here you can type in cmd again. Then you will need to install the requirements for these nodes. To do that, all you have to do is type in pip install -r requirements.txt. Click enter and it will install all the necessary requirements for the SAM3 in order to be installed. Once it is done, make sure to restart your ComfyUI, then open up ComfyUI again, go to ComfyUI Manager and make sure to update your ComfyUI. If the update doesn't go well, you can always try to do that on the ComfyUI root folder. Here, you can search for the update folder and open up this update ComfyUI file. All you have to do is enter and it will do the update for you. Okay, now that we are done with the nodes, let's jump to the models. Here you will need all the Z image models, starting with the main model. You can use the GGUF version or the main model. It doesn't matter since both model can fit well with the 6 GB of VRAM. I'm pretty sure that it will work for you too. Then make sure to download the VAE using this link and the text encode. So once it is done, go to ComfyUI root folder, search for models, and here you need to paste all the necessary file. For the text encoder, make sure to put it here under the clip folder. For the VAE, you can search for the VAE folder. For the main model, make sure to paste it under the diffusion model here. As for the GGUF version, you can put it under the unit folder here. For my case, I am using the Q8 version in order to test out this workflow. Okay, once it is done, you will also need to download the necessary file for the Controlnet version. And to do that, all you have to do is using again this link. It's a Hugging Face link. Make sure to download this Controlnet Union version. It is weighted 3 GB. It's not too much. After that, once it is finished, go to ComfyUI root folder again, search for model, and here you need to paste the Controlnet Union under the model patches. If you don't have this folder, make sure to create it. I use this model patch folder for the USO Flux 1 for another tutorial. And it is also used for the Qwen Controlnet version. So make sure to paste this Controlnet Union here. After that, restart your ComfyUI and we are good to go. Okay, now that we have everything, let's check the workflow here. The first step is gonna be, as always, to load the necessary model. We have the load diffusion nodes for the BF16 version and the GGUF loader for the GGUF version. For the upscaling part, I will be using the GGUF version since it is more faster and it will give you the same results. This node is directly linked to the model sampling Aura flow, and we have a duplicated version of this nodes that is related to the inpainting. So we will talk about this later. But for the upscaling, we will only need the model sampling Aura flow. As you can see, it is set here as the main model. Next, we have the load clip. We are using the Qwen 3 4 billion parameters, and the device is set to the CPU in order to preserve some VRAM memory. As for the VAE, we are using the flux VAE. The latent is set to 1024 by 1024. As for the upscaling model, we are using the ultra sharp version. Good. For the upscaling part, we have here two nodes. The upscaling using the flashvsr ultra fast, which we saw in previous tutorial, since this nodes allows you to directly upscale your images with different scaling factor with only loading your images. You don't need a prompt or the model in order to obtain the upscaled results. So it is very fast and efficient nodes if you want to do some upscaling. However, since this new model is very impressive for the image generation, I wanted to test the upscaling process with this Ultimate SD upscale. And the main difference is this Ultimate SD upscaling is using the main image, like the Flash VSR, the model of the which is here the Z image turbo GGUF, the positive and the negative prompt used for the image, and also the VAE and the upscaling model. So it's gonna combine all those parameters in order to create the upscaling version of our images. As you can see here, the steps is set to 9, the CFG is set to 1, the sampler name we are gonna use the Euler, and the scheduler is set to simple. As for the denoise, we are using a low denoise value in order to preserve details of the input image as much as possible. For the tile width and height, I am using this value. And for all other parameters, let's leave it as the default one. The upscaling factor, let's set it to 2. And once it is done, it's gonna be upscaled again using this upscale image using a model. So using this combination, you can obtain 8K resolution in a short amount of time and with good quality and detail preservation. Of course, you can try to upscale directly to the 4K or the 8K. You will obtain this upscaling resolution. However, the quality will be degraded as for the details. Okay, let's see the other nodes provided with this workflow. As you can see, we have the auto prompt Qwenvl. If you want to get a proper prompt using a load image, all you have to do here is enable this auto prompting. However, if you have a manual prompt, you can just type in that here. I also set up all series of prompts used in order to create my images and the upscaling version of those images. So the workflow will be using this prompt list, for example, which only regroup the animal prompt. And to do that, all you have to do is plug this here. And the first step is gonna be generating your images with the low resolution. As it is set to 1024 by 1024 here, it will start generating your images. Once it is done, it will proceed to the upscaling process using all those positive prompts one by one. So this here prompt list is very useful if you want to create a series of images with one click. Once it is done, all the results is gonna be saved here. As you can see, we have the preview test for the low resolution images. We have the Flash VSR version if you want to enable this. And we have the upscaled version with 2 times factor and 8K resolution. Once it is upscaled with this upscaling image nodes workflow, you will be able to get proper 8K resolution results in a short amount of time. Okay, now let's click run and we will compare the results. However, before proceeding, make sure to enable this Flash VSR nodes. And if you want to do proper comparison, make sure to first upscaling with this Ultimate SD upscale. Then you can run the workflow again while disabling this part. This way you will avoid some VRAM consumption and also some crashing during the process. First, let's start with the upscaling Ultimate SD version. As you can see here, we have 2K resolution images. All I have to say is that we have an impressive images and results. As you can see, the lion looks very realistic. For the other test, I also test out this chameleon version since it has good a lot of details on it, and you can also observe the good quality of this image. The same goes for all other images, and if you zoom in quite well, you can clearly observe the quality of the viewer and the images here. As for the eye, it is also very impressive and very realistic. The same goes for all other images. I managed to get a proper results in a short amount of time, and we still have some good details for the texture here, for the skin, for the face details, and also the background too. So Ultimate SD Upscale is a good way of upscaling your images, and it will grant you good images in a short amount of time. Okay, now let's zoom out with this portrait images of this old lady, and you can also observe the good details of the obtained results. It is very good, close to realistic, and it also preserves all the details of input image. And we have here good texture of her necklace, and the tattoo looks also realistic. Now let's try to compare this with the flashvsr. Okay, if you zoom in the face here, you can clearly observe the main difference between the two images. Here we have some skin details loss during the upscaling process, but for the ultimate SD upscale, we have good skin details, and the consistency of the image is very preserved. If we take closer look down here, you can clearly see that the tattoo on the lady chest also disappeared for the flashvsr version compared to the ultimate SD, which preserved all the details included in the input image. So I strongly recommend you to use this ultimate SD upscale in order to preserve all the details. However, the flashvsr also gave us a good images quality without any other instruction compared to the ultimate SD upscale, since we only upscaled our images, only loading the main images and without using any prompt or additional details to get this proper results. So it depends now on what you need and what you want. If you want good image while preserving the original image data, I strongly suggest you to use the Ultimate SD upscale. However, if you only want to increase the resolution of images without caring too much about the details, you can use this Flash VSR. Okay, for the second part of this tutorial, let's jump to the Inpainting Workflow. All you have to do is bypass this one by clicking here on the Fast Bypass button, then enable this one with the other button here. Okay, as you can see, it is also a very simple workflow composed of different subgroups, and we have the masking, the input, the sampler, the resize results, and the results of our inpainting. So this inpainting workflow is based on the SAM segmentation, and we have two nodes related to the segmentation. We have the SAM2 and the last or the ones that we installed, the SAM3 segmentation. The main difference remain in the masking and the details of the masking. The SAM3 model gives better results when analyzing your images and segmenting the object or the details of the image. For example, here we asked for the face. You can clearly see the quality of this mask. It is very sharp, and the details are very good. It only focuses on the face of this lady. However, for the SAM2 segmentation, the models lack in accuracy compared to the SAM3, and it is very obvious since the SAM3 was trained on more data compared to the SAM2. You can use both segmentation technique, and to do that, all you have to do here is plug image 1 into this image crop by mask. You need to plug the mask into the false here of the switch mask node. Okay, once it is done, it's gonna crop the mask, add some blur into the mask as you can see here. After that, the mask is gonna be resized to match the latent of the image. As you can see, it is set to 1024 by 1024. Next, we are transferring all the data into this inpaint model conditioning, when you will be able to inpaint your image based on the positive and negative prompt, and also the VAE, the image that was created using this mask, like this one, and also the masking data. Then the inpaint model conditioning is gonna transfer everything to the key sampler, where it's gonna only focusing on the painted area. As we saw here, we have selected the face as a mask and the painted area. All it's gonna do is working on this masked area while preserving the other details of the image. Okay, and to do that, we will also need a prompt, and the best way to get an auto prompting is using the Qwenvl again. As you can see, I'm using this Qwenvl based on the input image that I selected, and it created a prompt for me in order to change some details on the face. Here we got the results, and you can clearly see the main difference between the two images. We only changed the face and the expression while preserving the other image detail. However, we have other use case regarding this inpainting technique, like changing the hair color or adding some object like clothes or even glasses. And I will try to show you how you can do that very easily. Make sure to have the face selected for the masking. Then go here to the text prompting. Make sure to remove this Qwenvl auto prompting. And I type in here a woman wearing sunglasses. After that, I adjusted the denoise value to 0.5. Then I get this results. As you can see, it managed to add the sunglasses perfectly well. And we also have this droplet that was generated with the image. For the next trial, I will try to change the hair color. So the first thing is to add here, type in here hair for the segmentation. Then let's change the prompt to a woman with blue hair. Okay, we have the results of our hair color changing using this inpainting method. And as you can see, it doesn't successfully change the hair color of this woman. So I did another test with another image. It's this one. And as you can see, it did not also succeed to change the hair color. So this model is not very well adapted for inpainting technique. Okay, now let's jump off to the Controlnet version of this ZImage Turbo model using this button in order to enable or disable the workflow. Okay, if you zoom in, you can clearly see that we have the uploaded Controlnet image, the image processing, the text encode with the prompting, the Controlnet subgroup, the sampler, and the results. So let's start first with uploading your image. All you have to do here is selecting any image that you like. Then we have the image scale to total pixel in order to increase the resolution of this image. After that, all the information about the resolution of this image are gonna be used as the empty latent image here, using this get image size and this empty latent image. Once it is done, this node is gonna set the resolution of this new image as a latent. Okay, the next step is gonna be the image processing. As you can see, I set here the Canny, the depth, the DW pose estimator. We have other image preprocessor, but I wanted to focus only about those three preprocessors since they are the most popular. Okay, for example, if you want to use the Canny preprocessor, all you have to do here is connect the image to the preview image in order to see the results. After that, you can go to the Controlnet subgroup here and set the Canny image as the main image for this Qwen Controlnet node. We also have this model patch loader in order to load the Controlnet Union model that we downloaded earlier. The strength here is set to 1. We have the mask input here that is set to empty. We also have the VAE, the model patch, and the model that we used, which is in that case the ZImage Turbo model. Okay, however, if you want to change the other preprocessor, all you have to do here is plug this, for example, depth image or pose image, and it will automatically adapt to your preprocessor changing. Make sure to do the same here in order to preview your results. After that, you can jump on into the text encoder or the prompt generation. I am also using this Qwenvl in order to generate a prompt based on this input image. After that, I add the style selector since the main role of using the Controlnet is generating a new image based on this import reference image with different style and colors. So that's practically the main role of using Controlnet in order to create a new type of image. It can be very useful if you want to do some style changing or increase the quality. For example, you can add an input image of old game and try to transform it into a new realistic image. It will be very helpful. So for that reason, I add here different the style selector, which has different style. We have the anime, the enhance, the 3D model, the comic book, the clay, and etc. You can choose here what style you want. Then after that, the positive prompt is gonna be set here to the clip text positive. We have also here the conditioning 0 out for the negative prompt. If you zoom into the key sampler, you have this output model that is directly plugged here. We have the positive and the negative, and the latent image that we set earlier. So let me just click run and we will see if this Controlnet works very well while preserving the consistency and the details of the input image, and if it can successfully change the style like we saw in previous Controlnet for flux, SDXL, and etc. Good, we have some results regarding the Canny generation using different style that we selected from here, and you can clearly see the main difference between the reference image and the generated image using the Controlnet. It is practically the same at the exception of the hair here. It added some long hair to the lady. It is not bothering me too much. However, the style and the consistency are pretty acceptable. I also did a trial with different styles like the anime style. The same was for the clay and the comic book pixelated style, and the last one that we saw here, and we can say that the Controlnet is working pretty well here. You can obtain practically the same result using the depth anything, but regarding open pose, the W pose estimator here, you need to do some tricking here. So if you want to do some pose transfer, all you have to do is loading an image, then adding this new image here. Let's make sure that we select the pose image estimator. So what it's gonna do, it's gonna create a new type of image based on this pose here. And the best way to do that is by changing the input image. For example, let's take this image of a lady here, and I want this lady to appear in the position of this second image. All you have to do next is bypassing the style selector in order to keep the consistency of this input reference image. Then let's click run. Okay, we have the results of our test. As you can see, I managed to use this picture instead of the previous one. Then I use this image scale to pixel in order to increase the resolution. The DW pose estimator extracted the pose from this image. And based on this reference image, I tried to generate a new image and I got this. You can clearly see that I tried to preserve the consistency of the reference image as much as possible. I also generated the prompt using the Qwenvl. Then I did some modification on the prompt in order to match the new images. Otherwise, you will get weird results like this one or this one. So you need to pay attention to use the prompt before generating your images. You can do as I did here. I generated the base prompt using the Qwenvl, then added some modification in order to match the final results. In conclusion, we must say that the image turbo model is very impressive model by its weight and speed, performance, and also the quality of the generated images. As you can see, we also have interesting use case like upscaling, inpainting, and also the release of the Controlnet model give him more utility. I am pretty sure that we will have other updates like the Z image turbo based model and the Z image editing too. But while waiting for those models, we can use those techniques like the Controlnet, the inpainting in order to edit our images and obtain interesting results. So it is very simple and low VRAM workflow that can help you out if you are interested in image generation and do some modification too. Okay, that's it for today's tutorial. If you like this video, please push the like button for me, subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments down below, and don't forget to become a Patreon member of my Patreon page where you can get early access to my workflow. So thank you.